So it's a gloomy day. It's grey. You've got 100 lectures, but you didn't go to the last one. Homework calls, maybe an exam is coming up. But just to add to the stress, we've got a global pandemic. Surprise! If you have been chucked into the world of online university, oof, this is a journey. There's no walking to lectures with friends. There's just the view from your window, the view from your other window. Can you hear the sound of the leaf blower? Why? And of course, the view of your laptop screen lighting up your face in the dark. But surprisingly enough, this is not the first year that I've done online university because I chose this life. I go to a university that teaches me online, and most of the time I hop between libraries and cafes and co-working spaces. Not my home, but I do feel like I have some tips to share if you are now in the online university space and you're struggling to focus. Here are my top 5 tips for online university. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've only got one living rose. All the rest have just slowly deteriorated, like us in quarantine. Okay, and before we get started, I have a bonus tip, which is inspired by the amazing sponsor of today's video. And that tip is seek academic help when you need it. Either attend your professor's virtual office hours, which is something I highly recommend. You can just come with a question or two, you can get to know them, you can get help. You can send them an email, you can ask for extra resources, or you can optimize this amazing platform called Studiosity, which is actually free for so many students at UK universities who just don't even know about it. If you go to a UK uni, you might be eligible for extra essay support without even knowing it. Studiosity is all about making academic help more easily available to anyone who needs it. They offer 24/7 on-demand essay help, which is literally amazing. It's not about plagiarism or having someone write your essay, it's about having an external person there to read over your essay and check the organization, check the grammar, check the structure. You submit your essay, they send it back to you within 24 hours. Let me show you here. So I sent them an essay. This was a university assignment and I asked them to check the clarity, the organization. They responded so quickly with formative help and helped me change the paragraph structure. Basically showed me a few alterations I could make to the essay to make it so much better. So I submitted it knowing that's a good piece of work. They also offer real-time one-to-one study help with questions in maths, stats, research, so many different things. And you just use the live service on their website. Highly recommend, check them out in my description. The first tip, and potentially the most important and difficult to do tip, is sanctity of space. The idea is that when you've got a small space to work in at home, you have to give your brain a framework for what activity you're going to do in what place, which is especially hard when you've not got that much space. Your brain compartmentalizes these areas based on activity. So your bed is for sleep, your kitchen is for cooking food, your desk is for studying or going on your phone. The choice is yours. And the thing is, you have to choose and you have to be strict with it. For example, I don't have my own room and I don't have my own desk. And that suddenly means that I have to be so intentional with where I do work or where I just chill with my housemates. I have to get in this frame of mind when I want to do deeper work, and it's actually really hard to focus. I literally had to kindly ask my roommates to not come in right now because this is our living room, this is the table that we use to eat, to chill, to socialize, and all 3 of us to do work. But I have got a strict rule with myself. I do not go on my phone on this table. When I sit here, I'm doing some kind of reading or work or essay writing, anything, just not going on my phone. If I want to go on the phone, I'll move to the sofa or I'll go in my bedroom and go on the bed. If you only have a small bedroom to work with and you don't have a desk, I recommend that when you sit on your bed in a certain way, that's your work position. Maybe you set up a pillow, maybe you turn the bed, anything, just have some kind of separation, either physical separation or like a mental framework that you can work in when you're in that place. Because now I know when I sit here, I'm doing work. And my brain knows that. Going along with that, if you do live with people, give that sanctity of space to the people. For example, my signal to my roommates if I want to do deep work is when I put my headphones on. When I go like this, where even am I? I'm not here anymore. I'm in my work. And of course, I love my roommates. I love this dynamic, but just having that subtle signal to be like, I'm doing work now is really useful. Finally, within sanctity of space, tidy it. Just make sure it's clean. If I've been really unproductive for a few days, there is nothing better than to wake up early and like wipe down all the spaces. Get rid of anything unnecessary. Adopt that minimalistic mindset, and I promise you, the less clutter you have around, the less cluttered your brain is. Tip number 2 is routine. Wake up at almost the same time every day, which means you have to go to bed kind of the same time every night too, which can be a challenge. We live in this world where social media is always on. You can always scroll more. I get it. I'm victim to it. My sleep schedule is not the one. But if you are looking for a way to fix your sleep schedule and you constantly have been staying up till like 3, therefore you wake up really late, you wake up at like midday, and you're sort of just in that cycle. Wake up really early tomorrow. And I know that's gonna be hard, but just do it. Wake up at like 5 a.m. and you'll be really tired throughout the day, but you kind of need that fatigue to force you to go to bed early the next day. And then from the day after that, you'll naturally wake up a little bit earlier, and that's how you can train it back. A strict rule, I don't go on my phone first thing in the morning, ever. I don't do it. When my alarm goes off, I physically get out of my bed, I get out of the bedroom, and I do either a meditation, yoga, or exercise. And after I've done that activity, it's like I have this new clarity and new perspective on the day that I just didn't have when I was in the groggy mindset. And going on your phone keeps you in that groggy mindset. When you first wake up, you're so receptive to whatever information you're giving your brain. And if the first thing that you are seeing is other people's lives, other people's highlights, things you can compare your own life to, it's just not positive. It doesn't set you up well for a good day at uni. Get dressed every day. Do it. Put on anything that isn't just pajamas. You need that separation between what is the day and what is your sleep time, just to keep yourself sane. And the great thing about having a weekday routine means you look forward to the weekends because you have that separation. Within routine, I really recommend timetabling just to kickstart you if you are struggling. If you've been super unproductive, you know you've got a bunch of deadlines due, you've got some essays due, and it just feels so overwhelming that you don't want to start. Write yourself a timetable for the rest of today, right now. Get out an app like Notion, get out a pen and paper. Write from this time to this time, I'm going to start that thing I've been putting off. Often we overthink them so much that we just don't ever start. The thinking is worse than the doing. Just start, you've got this. My 3rd tip for online university is exercise. I can't stress enough how mind-changing it is when you actually exercise. It's like every stress that you've had, you just suddenly see it in a new light. You get a natural rush of endorphins, you just focus better. If you are inside all day, find some way that you can get your body active and just commit to it. Do it at the same time every day. Make it a habit by chaining it onto something existing in your routine. For example, when I wake up, I do it. I'm gonna have to go brush my teeth. As soon as I brush my teeth, bam, I will do some kind of exercise. Going along with that, I have recently found a way to make this cupboard thing a standing desk-ish. I really do spend about 12 hours on my laptop some days, and it's just not ideal for my back. Part of getting active can mean standing up while you're doing your work, especially if you're watching something. If you're watching a lecture, if you're in class, stand up. I felt very cheeky the other day because during my class I put a resistance band on my thighs and I was just standing there doing like resistance band workouts during class, and if you looked at my face I was like bobbing up and down. I was like, please don't notice. Kind of going along with that and like looking after your body, get yourself one of these. Get yourself a laptop stand. It's life-changing. I'll put a link to one in the description that I have. I think it was £20. I use it every single day. My neck loves me. You can get an external keyboard if you're worried about your wrists. Also get a software to get rid of the white light from your laptop, especially if you're working at nighttime. I use Flux. It just comes on automatically and it's better for my eyes. Number 4, social interaction of any kind. I am so keenly aware that mental health in young people right now is not looking great. It's really not. Especially if you're at university and you live alone, but you have to do online classes and you can't leave. It's really hard. There's a lot of heaviness in the world right now, and if you're struggling, I just want to say you've got this, and so many people around the world are feeling exactly how you feel. And even if it feels really isolating and lonely, you just have to remember that it will end, it will be okay, you've got this. There's people who are thinking about you, who appreciate you. For me, I have my housemates, so I don't feel this as much, but find a way to call a friend every single day. Have some kind of interaction you can look forward to. I know most people on online university have Zoom, but don't turn on their cameras. which I find really strange because at my university we can't not have the cameras on. Like we literally get grilled all the time and get dragged onto a stage. So I feel oddly like I have social interaction constantly because we're talking, like all my classes are discussion based. But if you are in lectures where you're not talking, you're not interacting, you don't see faces, find a way to get that. And number 5 is mindset. Mindset. Why do you want to learn? Come back to the initial reason you chose to study your subject at university, or the reason that you want to do well in GCSEs or A-levels. What's the long-term goal, you know? Now more than ever, you need to have some kind of motivation. Make a vision board, get some positive affirmations going, whatever you need to do. Every single day, find a way to remind yourself why you're going to try. And if you're behind on university catch-up right now, I think that is one of the hardest places to be in, because it's this spiral that as soon as you're behind, you have to catch up, but then you start missing more because you're trying to catch up on the other stuff and you've got more to catch up on, and it's just less motivating, then you want to give up. That's hard, that's a hard cycle. But the way you can break that is by, instead of sitting in that mindset you're currently in, is to find a way to get your mind to a higher place, whether that's meditation. I highly recommend guided meditations. There's so many good apps like Headspace, Insight Timer. And then when you come at it from this place of more clarity, just start tackling it. Don't think about it, just do it. Get yourself out of that negative spiral, put yourself in a positive spiral of appreciating learning, and really just find something every single day to be grateful for, even if it's small. I have this habit called casual magic, and it really changes my life. It's all about finding at least one small thing every single day to be grateful for. The smallest thing, such as looking at your hands and being like, how crazy is it everything that our hands do in a day? Like the fact we have such mobile fingers and can type and do all these amazing things, you just forget how cool that is. Most animals don't have this thumb, you know? That's pretty cool. Or like the way the light is coming into the room can be really beautiful. Being grateful for your mental health that day, anything you can find. I really hope this helps you in some way. Online university can be hard and can be weird, but you've got this. Equally, if you're not enjoying the format of academics that your university has chosen, perhaps take an active role in thinking about how you can make it better. Email someone, ask for more breakout group discussions, ask them to make it a rule that people put on their cameras and have to discuss. The more you put yourself in a mindset of ideation, creativity, making the best of a bad situation, the better it will be. Okay, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you Studiosity for sponsoring this video, and I'm sending you a lot of love from afar. Bye.